Cavinder twins.
Yes.
I like their basketball. I think they're a little bit overhyped, though. I think they're a little overhyped. What is up, Sportscast from the SportsNStuff show, the Kings of Comedy? I'm Adam.
And I'm Carter.
And let's get right into it. I think I finally got it down this time. You know, normally we botched the intro. I think that time it was really fluid, so that means great episode.
I don't know. I can't hear out of my left ear, so.
Oh, well.
I'm just
Sounds like I'm
just going to have to trust you.
All right. Anyways, on to updates. We finally hit 400 on YouTube. Woo! Yeah, so we've been doing a YouTube push. That was really awesome that we get to 400.
There's some good stuff on there.
Yeah,
I was watching some of it for fun today.
Yeah, okay. That's the funniest thing is that I'm proud of what we're doing now. And we could have 5 followers or 400. I still love what we're doing because if I'm able to actually watch our stuff and laugh at it.
Oh, I couldn't watch it before.
Yeah, I could not watch it before. That's how you know we've at least improved. Yeah. Like, I can actually, sometimes I rewatch our clips and I'm like, dude, this is funny. Yeah. Like, I made a compilation of our trivia questions.
Little clickbaity titles sometimes.
I
watched that. I watched that, and it's called Impossible Trivia Questions, and half of them are just layups.
I know. You gotta get the the interest gauging.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, there's someone that commented. I put one. It was like impossible, and it was like. It was the one about Michigan State and Indiana State.
Yeah.
And then literally someone commented, this is the easiest. And I'm like, I know.
I'm aware. Right.
Yeah, but it was, we got to get it. But yeah, that's at least good that we could rewatch them. And I honestly laugh at some of our stuff. Like the previous ones, I cringed so hard. Like very hard.
Yeah.
But
there's still a couple of those moments every now and then. But
yeah, I was driving back over here, and I thought of the very first time we talked about who we were listening to, and for some reason in my brain, when you were like...
That's when I introduced you to Yeet.
Well, you talked about Yeet, and then you were like, and the last artist I listened to is me, and when you said me, it didn't register as in me, as in yourself. That, yeah. So I'm like, me.
Who's that?
As in yourself. Like, I said it so awkward because like in my brain, I was still processing it, and it was, I was thinking about that, and I cringed so hard today. But anyways, we're at 400, so woo! Hopefully 500. 400 is not that glamorous because it's like, in between. Yeah. Like, it's like typically you go by like increments of like 500, 1,000.
Until you get to like 1,000, every 100 is a milestone.
Yeah, so we finally did it, 400. We're trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year, so hopefully we could get to that, but we'll see. I think we definitely could do it, but we'll definitely hit the grind. And as well, we also, finally started posting on Instagram, and we got our first 10K view video on Instagram. That one, I forgot I think it was a trivia question.
Yeah, it wasn't even a great video.
Yeah, it was kind of mid.
There's a lot of better stuff on our page.
Yeah, I agree. And can't complain.
I'm not going to complain.
And so ended up going 12.4, I think, 12.4K. So I ended up texting Carter, and I'm like, who would have thought that we'd get? Or I texted him. I was like, if I told you last week that we were gonna get 10K on views on a video, I would say BS because we don't even post on there. How are we gonna get 10K?
Yeah.
And sure enough, we did it. So, oh well, don't even know how that works, but oh well. We did it. I think and for YouTube we typically get like 2K around there. And
on the shorts?
Yeah. And then on our videos, we probably get like...
TikTok's all over the place.
Yeah. TikTok, it's like the most like explosive. Like you can go kind of crazy on there. But yeah, we'll keep on doing our thing, and hopefully... Also, we get to know next week if we won an award. So we will keep... we still don't know what we're going to win, but at least we know we got 3rd place. If we get that. We're not going for 3rds. We only go for 1sts. But, we'll take what we can get. But.
I'm just excited to go to the awards.
I know. Yeah. I'm going to be like,
is there free food?
Yeah, there is. Dude, it's like gourmet food.
Oh, yeah.
They give you like 4 4 entrees.
Oh, we're going to dress up in our suits and go eat fancy food.
Last time I forgot about
the Instagram post is about to be fire.
Dude,
win or loss, the Instagram post is going to be fire.
I've been thinking about that, and I've been thinking of poses. Not even going to lie.
Poses and captions.
I'm just like in the shower, like, washing my hair, and then also I'm like, dude, this would be a fire pose. Be like, dude, I've been thinking about it like so much. It's been awkward, especially if we lose.
Nah, even if we lose, we're still going to look fire. We're still going to get a bunch of good free food.
Yep.
And we're still going to take a fire picture that I'm posting.
Well, I mean, even if we, I like how we're saying even if we lose, as in, losing would have to be us in third or second. Because obviously we get there if we got second or, if we placed.
As the great Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. So, if we at least get second or third, we get a paper. It's not as cool. Yeah.
Hey, add it to the case.
I got, my paper
the one item case. Add it to the case.
Yeah. My paper, I accidentally wrinkled it because I got third place on an article that I wrote.
Yeah.
And
the paper's above your desk, isn't it?
Yeah. And I accidentally wrinkled it after the day of trying to get it from the car to my house. So that was a fun time. Hopefully we don't do it if we do get third. But I'm hoping for a plaque. The plaques are way cooler. But
with both names this time, maybe.
Yeah. I was just talking about the sticky note. That was Adam and Carter. So yep. That's staying on it forever. It's a relic. I feel like that encapsulates our show so much, though. Especially that year.
Great job, guys. But there's this little thing.
I mean...
That did encapsulate last year, yeah.
It was just all over the place. We were just on the phone when he was driving from Seattle. Or no, not Seattle, from Washington.
Basically Seattle.
So basically around there. Where we were talking about how the library episode... We talk about this every other week. It's not bad. It's just...
all the time.
That memorable. And
there was a few rough episodes, don't get me wrong, but that one... we were sitting shoulder to shoulder with handheld microphones in the room upstairs in the library on campus and recording from a webcam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing was recording in
not our finest moment.
It was recording in
is that still
8-bit.
Up?
I think the audio is on. Not. I think the audio is with the Pulse. But I still need to get it onto our new when we transitioned.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
Yeah, I think we just
we can lose
don't
that.
Need
they
it.
They can have that.
We don't need it.
They can have that one.
Have our finest episodes, the best of sports and stuff when it was with the Pulse.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyways, I think that was a good ramble for our updates. But now we're on to March Madness with the card.
Ice hockey.
Why? Do you know what I was also thinking? You got basketball, which is very, fitting.
Nice.
It was funny because on the episode where I announced that I was going for the Boise Hawks, I only got baseball questions.
Really?
It felt set up.
Rigged.
I only got those.
Rigged.
But anyways.
How many points do you want for hockey?
1.
Which of these is not a player position on an ice hockey team? Goaltender, forward, center, or left wing?
Center.
It's forward.
Forward, really?
There's a center, yeah.
Where's the center at?
In the center.
Center of a what?
Of the team, of the formation.
Oh. Well, I knew left wing was left and right wing. I heard of that. Forward's for soccer, so I thought they at least transitioned it over. Oh, yeah. I meant there's power forward. I don't really consider those just forward, but
it's forward though.
Oh well. 1, 2, or 3 basketball.
2.
2. Who was the first player to never play in the U.S. before being selected first overall in the NBA draft? Manute Bol, Goran Dragic, Andrei Killerin. It's not that
Andrei
one.
Kirilenko.
Andrei Kirilenko, yep.
AK-47, hardest sports name of all time.
Or Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
Yep. I knew you were going to get this one.
I knew it. I felt confident without the options. I just wanted to hear you name them.
Wow. I should have read the other. But
try it again. Andrei Kirilenko.
Andrei Kirilenko.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I mean,
Initials,
all of these were kind of layups.
Number 47, like, oh, that's so hard.
I mean, these are all layups. If I am confident, I would have probably gotten all these right. If you would have gotten 3,
give me the card.
Dude, one of them was Karl Malone question. You should have gotten that one, knowing he's your favorite.
I hate Karl Malone. Everyone should hate
Karl
Malone.
We named their episode I Love Karl Malone.
Did we actually?
Yep. The one where you put that in there.
I need to pay more attention to the YouTube. All right, 2-0.
Yep. As expected.
I do not love
anyways,
Karl Malone.
March Madness has been absolutely mad.
This is probably the craziest year ever of March Madness.
Yep.
People say that a lot, but this year I think it's true.
Well, by the fact that we don't have any first or second seeds in the Final Four for the first time ever.
Or threes.
Yeah, literally the highest is UConn at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. What, 4, 5?
4, 5, 5, 9.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, this is also the first tournament ever where there are no number 1 seeds in the Elite 8. So no 1 seed even won, 3 games?
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens.
Crazy.
I really don't. I don't know how San Diego State beats Alabama.
Dude.
That
Alabama's
obviously
legit.
that wasn't the biggest upset of the tournament because of Princeton and FDU. But San Diego State over Alabama is like, it just didn't make any sense because San Diego State's first 2 games were easy. Like it was Charleston and Furman. Good teams, but...
I mean, that was a cakewalk to that point.
Yeah.
And then Alabama, I'm like, oh, they're going to lose. But then, wow. And what's even crazier is that I think San Diego State can actually win the whole thing now.
Dude, at this point, any of the 4 can.
I think that, obviously they gave UConn the best chance to win. But if I'm going to be honest...
UConn's the best team.
I think San Diego State's defense could lock out UConn. I'm not gonna lie.
UConn's good. Did you see what UConn just did to Gonzaga?
Just did to Gonzaga? Yeah, we thought they could slip in too.
UConn just held the Gonzaga offense to 54 points.
Yeah, and they scored 80.
54. Gonzaga averages like 84 or something like that.
Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous.
But yeah, we are into the Final Four now, and those games will take place on Saturday. San Diego State, obviously a 5 seed coming out of... the South? Yeah. I don't know, man. They will take on Florida Atlantic, who is a 9 seed, who won their region, obviously. San Diego State is favored by 2 as of now. That could move. Who knows? The lines don't mean a ton at this point.
Yeah.
There's just so much that's happening that's unexpected.
Yeah, what's the line at right now?
It's -2 for San Diego State in some places. Outlier has it at -1.5. And if you look at Outlier is a great app that shows you all the trends and stats and lines for these games. And it's really helpful because it shows you FAU at +1.5 has hit the spread, or they've covered the spread the last 10 times in a row.
That's, wow.
10 times in a row. That's... If you cover the spread 6 or 7 out of 10 times, you're an excellent team against the spread. 10 times in a row. And then on the other side, San Diego State's hit it 8 out of their last 10.
Yep.
So these are teams that are strongly overperforming what the betting market thinks.
And even if you look at the spread on Outlier for Miami and UConn compared to FAU and San Diego State, the only one who's had 100% in their last 10 games has been FAU.
Yeah, but they're all 80 or above, which is absurd.
That's crazy. Miami and UConn are at 90.
Another thing that this app shows that I like to focus on a lot is it shows you the percentage of bets.
Yeah.
So it's like it says here, Miami has 29% of the bets. UConn has 71%. And there's a saying, the house always wins, right? Public loses, fade the public. So if you're a fade the public type guy, that could help you out. Maybe Miami's your team. But yeah, breaking down this matchup a little bit more, San Diego State, as we said, they beat Charleston, Furman, and then they beat Alabama out of nowhere. They beat Alabama with their leading scorer, Bradley, not playing well.
Yeah.
He could not hit a shot, and they beat Bama. And then, obviously, they beat Creighton by 1. That last second foul has been argued by some people. It was probably a foul.
He was holding on to him. It felt like he was kind of holding him back.
The argument I'm hearing that makes a lot of sense, actually, is that if it's a loosely called game throughout, you don't tighten it up at the end. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the full game live.
Yeah, I watched near the end
because I was driving, but it was a foul. Like, you call the fouls, you don't change the rules in the last minute just because it's game deciding.
Yeah.
But yeah, San Diego State, as you mentioned before, has a really good defense. They've held every opponent in this tournament to under 65 so far, including Alabama, who's hard to hold under 65.
And I mean, obviously, we don't really like San Diego State because we're Boise State.
It's weird because in conference play...
Well, right now, I'm rooting for them.
Right. In conference play, I hate them because they're our rivals. But when we're against other conferences, I want them to win.
Yeah.
Because it's good for us. Not only do we get money, like every team in the conference gets money for what San Diego State is doing right now, but also it just makes us look better. It gives us better consideration for future March Madness bids. Because coming into this year, the narrative was the Mountain West can't win in March.
Yeah.
Because it had been years. And we still can't.
Yeah.
But San Diego State's in the Final Four. So.
Well, this is the first time a Mountain West team has even made it to the Final Four. And, obviously, with that being said, it's the first time San Diego State's made it. I'm rooting for them.
They probably would have in the COVID year. They were stacked.
Yeah.
It's weird to root for them, but I think we're both rooting for them.
Yeah. I mean, of all the teams, I would want San Diego State. If San Diego State, I would want UConn to win.
Honestly, I just don't want FAU. I don't like them.
I don't either.
I don't know why.
Or anti-FAU.
I just don't like them.
Well, they've also gotten calls. It's hard to root for someone who's been
Agreed. They shouldn't even
it puts
be
green in
Memphis,
the
bro.
refs' pockets over there. So
Ref AU?
Ref AU? Oh yeah. Title.
We're hating too much.
Ref AU.
We're hating too much. But yeah. Speaking of FAU, to get here, they beat Memphis in the first round on a very last-second shot. They beat FDU because FDU upset Purdue, obviously. They then beat Tennessee, which was, I think, their biggest win, which was by 7, I want to say. And then they beat Kansas State by 3. All of their wins have been by single digits, so they're in close games, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because if you show that you can win close games, that's a big deal in March, I think. But, yeah, the Kansas State game, I honestly can't believe they won. Kansas State... when we got to the Elite Eight, I thought Kansas State versus Texas was going to happen in the championship. I was wrong again. I can't get anything right about this tournament.
Yeah.
But, yeah, SDSU, FAU, we're both pulling for SDSU, and I think they are the better team, so I'm going to pick them.
Me too.
And I would also probably take them against the spread -2.
On Outlier, it also has... the overall points to score.
The over-under, yeah.
And it's set at 131.5. So do you think that... I think...
FAU can run it up. They can score, but San Diego State really slows the game down. And what's impressive about what SDSU's been doing is they've made other teams play their speed.
Yeah.
And when you control the pace... especially when San Diego State is so specific to their pace, you're going to win a lot of games. And I think they can do that again. So you said it's 131.5?
Yeah. And FAU has hit the over 60% of the time, and San Diego State has hit the over 20%. So San Diego State's typically hitting the under, and FAU's typically hitting the over. From this, I think
that's a low total.
In 131, yeah.
66, 65, and it's over. I'm an idiot. 67, 65, and it's over.
I think...
I'm going to go under, though.
I'm going to go under, too, because I think the most consistent one, looking at this, is the under for San Diego State. Because they've only hit the over on 2 games of the last 10.
It's not even that for me. It's just watching them, and if they control the pace of this game, it will go under.
Yeah,
and I think they'll be able to do that. So, yeah, we'll go SDSU and the under. Sounds good to me. Moving on to the next game, Miami at UConn. Miami against UConn. UConn is 5.5-point favorites, and Miami has been kind of undervalued in the betting market this whole tournament. Like, they were barely favored over Drake in the first round, and Drake was a very popular upset pick. So Miami's been getting a lot of value, but as we said, they beat Drake. They also beat Indiana, Houston, and Texas to get here. I think of all the teams, Miami has the most impressive wins by a pretty clear margin. Mm-hmm. They're the only team in the tournament that beat a 1 and a 2 seed this year. And, like, Texas was a really good 2 seed. Texas is...
I'm surprised.
I thought they almost could have got a 1 over Kansas because they beat Kansas twice, including in the Big 12 championship. But, doesn't matter now because Miami beat them.
Yeah.
Miami obviously led by Isaiah Wong, who's awesome. Isaiah Wong in this tournament has struggled a lot at times, but always shown the ability to bounce back like that. Mm-hmm. And that's really important because a lot of guys, when they get cold, they're just cold. Like, it's just going to be a bad game. And they can't afford that with him. They really can't.
Yeah.
And he's been able to pick it up. Obviously, Pac deserves some love, too. He's awesome. Moving on to UConn. They beat Iona, St. Mary's, Arkansas, and Gonzaga. And they've been dominant. Like, their average margin of victory...
Arkansas was hot.
Yeah.
And so was Gonzaga.
Yeah.
After a big win over UCLA.
Iona was a decently popular upset pick. St. Mary's people thought matched up well because St. Mary's is one of the best rebounding teams in the country. UConn has won these 4 games by an average of 22.5 points. Mm-hmm. 22.5, including a 28-point win against Gonzaga. Like, that's crazy.
Isn't UConn in the consideration for being labeled a blue blood? I feel like the blue blood thing is kind of weird, but like...
Yeah, it's, gray line there. UConn has had a lot of success, though. They have a recent championship pedigree. It just feels like they're always a thing,
Yeah.
Although they did get first rounded last year by Teddy Allen.
I mean, I feel like they're pretty known for their basketball anyways.
Yeah, their football team stinks.
Their basketball programs are really well run.
Men's and women's.
Yeah.
But, they've won by 23 points a game so far. They look unstoppable. And I know...
What was that?
Little voice crack.
Letting your own 5-year-old in.
That was bad.
5-year-old out.
That was bad. Okay.
I can't say anything because I've had my voice crack so many times on air. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, but we were talking when we were doing our predictions with Zach on that episode that there are certain statistics that, like, every champion of the last 20 years has fallen under. And I think before we said that UConn, Texas, and Alabama were like the only teams, and there may be 1 or 2 more. UConn's still here. And so UConn is the best team on paper here. They've looked the best in the tournament, and they're the only team of these 4 that fits the categories to be a champion.
Yeah, but also...
So because of that, they're definitely not going to.
Yeah, I mean...
It just makes too much sense. But who knows, man? I mean, this has been the wildest tournament I've ever seen by far.
Man, I really thought that my lack of knowledge for college basketball would help me do well in brackets, but nope, it didn't even help at all.
People that know everything, people that know nothing, nobody could figure this one out.
Yep.
I mean, we got some bad brackets that are at the top of the leaderboards right now.
Well, if you picked my UConn, Miami, San Diego State, FAU in the final, dude... you didn't watch a game. Like,
I never
sorry.
even considered FAU winning a game because I believed in Memphis so much. I had SDSU winning 1.
Yeah, me too.
Miami, I thought could win 1 or 2, but I didn't think there was any way they beat Houston.
I mean, I had UConn this far, I think.
UConn...
That was the only one that I'm not really that surprised about.
When I was making brackets the week leading up to it, there was 4 teams at any given point I had winning it all. It was mostly Bama and Texas. I ended on Kansas. One bracket, I picked UConn to win it all. I'm like, I could see this. And then I ended up having them getting bounced by Kansas, but that didn't happen. Man. They didn't even get to play because, stupid Kansas. Yeah, so those are the matchups. I think in that one...
So point spread is 5.5 for UConn. I think it's going to be a closer game. I mean, I think it's going to be within 2 points.
I thought that about the Gonzaga one, too. And they ran him out of the gym.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even... Once the second half started and Timmy picked up his fourth foul, it wasn't even close.
Are we both in agreement that UConn's going to win this one? I think I'm going to UConn. I mean, I don't...
They're the better team. It just makes sense that they'll win. So because of that, I'm going to pick Miami.
Okay.
I want Isaiah Wong to go out on a championship. I think that'd be sick. I really like him. I'll go Miami. So I'll take the points, though. I'll take the 5.5. What's the total at?
149.5.
149.
So Miami's over on 70%, and UConn is over 40%. So UConn's typically under, and Miami's typically over.
149.5.
So I'd be like around 75 per team.
Yeah, and they can hit that. Miami scores a lot, and they give up a lot.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the over on that one. But it's close. I mean, these final four games are intense. It can slow down sometimes.
It's gonna be.
I'm gonna trust my gut. I'm going over.
I'm gonna rely on UConn.
Miami and the over.
I'm gonna rely consistently on UConn here and go under.
UConn on under. All right.
Yeah, 149. I mean, 75 points each is a lot. Like that's ideally. So that would be
Miami could put up 90 like that.
That's true, but
like
I think.
That.
And I mean,
UConn can run.
These are two high-scoring teams as well. I think I could see it going either way, but I'm gonna go under or with this.
Fair. Yeah. So those are the matchups. You let us know who you think will win.
Yep.
I wanted to highlight a few guys that are on eliminated teams but stood out a little bit because we talked a little bit on the Zach episode about who we think who are some players to keep an eye on. And these are the three that really jumped out at me watching. Obviously, Keith Noel for Kansas State played unbelievable all tournament. He averaged over 23 a game, over 13 assists a game, and 4 steals. This included a 20.19 assist performance and a win. Like he was on one all tournament, player of the tournament. Drew Timme for Gonzaga. His last game in Gonzaga is really one to forget. They got blown out. He had foul trouble. He only had like 12 points. But even with that, he averaged over 24 a game and over 9 rebounds. He's not a guy I see having a ton of NBA success because of his play style and build, but such a good college player. One of the best Gonzaga players of all time, and that's saying something. Mm-hmm. And then Jaime Jaquez Jr. for UCLA, also over 23 a game and 9 rebounds. He's just so fun to watch. He's so aggressive. He's such a good finisher. He's awesome to watch for that UCLA team who fell short to Drew Timme just a couple rounds ago. But those 3 guys I wanted to highlight because they were incredible. So that's the men's tournament, our recap of it. I want to talk a little bit about the women's tournament, actually. I have actually got the chance to watch probably 5 or 6 games. Mm-hmm. It's been entertaining, honestly. Like I'll be real, I didn't watch a single full women's basketball game of the regular season, but March Madness.
I watched quite a few women's games.
Really?
For Boise State.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't really watch anything outside of Boise State, but...
Yeah, so I started watching the tournament a little bit. I filled out a bracket just for fun. It was actually doing really well until the last round, and my champion, Louisville, got bounced. That was a terrible championship pick. I love Haley Van Lith.
I think they did pretty well. I mean...
they did good. They had a good run. But the Final Four is not quite set yet as we're recording this. It will be when this comes out. LSU and Iowa are already in. LSU beat Miami, who was on a Cinderella run.
Yeah.
Miami was a 9 seed who got to the Elite 8, and I was pulling for them. I like Miami.
The Cavinder twins.
Yes. I'm a big fan of the Cavinder twins.
People were going so crazy when they were on Fresno State and they came here. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to be honest. I like their basketball. I think they're a little bit overhyped, though. I think they're a little overhyped.
This guy.
Overhyped. I'm sorry,
dude,
but...
It's like... Are you talking about basketball or...
I mean, basketball-wise, I think the Cavinder twins are pretty good. I think
Haley's solid. Dude, Haley's a hooper.
They clutched up at the
Hannah
end.
Doesn't get a lot of playing time. She's not bad by any means. Haley's a hooper, though.
I think that people hype them up way too much on the TikTok side, if I'm going to be honest.
I would argue they don't get enough hype.
Dude, I'm not a fan of that.
They're D1 basketball players from Miami, and they're 10s. What are you looking at me like that for? Do you disagree with me?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, maybe this is just a little bias, but they remind me a little bit of these twins that I had a crush on this one twin in 9th grade.
See, now you're making it personal.
Yeah, I mean, but they look very familiar to them.
Really?
And I got over them, and I don't think they're that attractive.
You had a crush on both?
No, I had a crush on one.
Oh. And they looked like the Cavinder twins?
They looked pretty similar to the Cavinder twins.
You want to slide me the snap of the other one?
They had dark hair. You know, typically my type is blonde, but
facts. Me too.
I feel like they look very similar. They're also twins, and they remind me of that. And I thought they were overhyped then or afterwards. Maybe I was salty, but
maybe.
I think, you know, they just remind me too much of them, and I don't think they're that attractive. I mean, I respect to them. Like, I mean, they've been able to leverage their fan base, and they were able to go to Miami, which is really awesome, you know, going from Fresno State to Miami. So that's really awesome.
They're Props playing for a big school. They both play. Haley starts and hoops. They're fire. They make good content, too, like actually entertaining stuff.
I don't know about that.
I'm serious.
Some of the stuff that I've seen is just them just, like, dancing, and I'm like...
Well, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy that as well, but, like, I'm a big Cavinder fan.
Man, I mean, I don't watch any other, like, I haven't seen any of my other, like, their other stuff pop up other than them dancing, so maybe.
Check it out.
But
I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I follow each of them on Instagram and their twin page, and I follow them on TikTok.
Man. Well, that's the thing is, like, okay, I feel like going off on a little bit of a stuff preview, but I feel like with TikTok stars and, like, so, like, those, like, type of influencers,
yeah,
I try not to get, like, attached to them because I'm like, dude, if I'm obsessed with them, it's never going to happen, so I'm just going to hurt myself.
Obsession is the wrong word.
Like...
It's the wrong word.
What word would you use then?
A fan. You're a fan. An enthusiast, if you will.
Well, the only reason I'd be a fan of them
Sadie McKenna enthusiast.
The only reason I'd be a fan of them is because I think they're attractive.
Not only. They're hoopers.
But the only one that I'm trying to shake, but I just cannot, is Becca Means.
I don't even know who that is.
Dude, well, it pisses me off now because she's dating Bryce Hall. And I'm like, no!
Bryce Hall's dope now.
I know, I like Bryce,
He used to be cringe, but now he's hilarious.
Dude, I've had a big old crush on Becca Means for like a
Bryce
while.
Hall.
On Bryce Hall, yeah. Dude, because she sings, you know, I'm a big fan of singers. She's blonde. That's also...
I'd be singing from time to time.
You're not blonde. I hate to break it to you.
I could be.
Dye your hair blonde.
Okay. Middle school Carter was obsessed with Eminem.
Oh, God. Did you actually dye your hair?
I didn't. But I buzzed my head one time in 7th grade because I lost a bet to my dad. And I wanted to dye it blonde. I wanted to bleach it so bad. My mom didn't let me.
Dude, I almost got French tips when I was in...
Oh, I would pay so much money to see that. Oh, my gosh.
I did
get
highlights.
We need to put that on the wheel. Oh, or no, we're still in the first category.
No, that would be like... I think that would have to be a big punishment.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And, dude, I've been tried to, like... People have almost talked me into getting my hair cut.
You know what we should do?
Huh?
We should start keeping track of wins and losses.
Of the whole year?
Yes.
No!
And then at the end of the year, the loser has to do something like
a mega
rough.
Spin.
Like you would have to get French tips or...
Oh, no.
Like, I'm trying to think of something crazy. Get a nipple pierced.
Tattoo.
I don't know,
man. No.
Buzz cut.
I can do a buzz cut. That would be my thing, but...
Campus nudie lab. Of course my battery's slow. He's got to be kidding me.
It's just like hazing.
It is a little bit.
But... Where were we at? Oh, yeah.
We were talking about the Cavinder twins.
She was the only one that, like, I would basically, like, she's the only attractive one that I think that I would.
Can I interest you in Overtime Megan?
You keep on talking about. I mean, I've seen some of her videos pop up now, and she's pretty funny, but like, she's not my type.
You have something against flawless women?
No, she's not blonde enough.
Guy.
Not blonde
She's
enough.
blonde.
Not blonde enough.
It's very blonde.
Not blonde enough.
Ah, you're a hater.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I like we went on such a tangent because of
beat Miami. Iowa beat Louisville, and Caitlin Clark had a 40-point triple-double. A 40-point triple-double. That's
ridiculous.
That's like unheard of in college at any level.
Like
in college at all, right?
Yeah.
And like that's insane. And she is such a hooper. Like logo Caitlin is a real thing. She is.
That doesn't sound like.
Cool. I know, okay, but she hits shots from the logo. What am I supposed to?
Half court Caitlin.
That's not better.
Yeah, it is.
That's worse.
The court,
Half court Caitlin or logo Clark or logo Caitlin.
Half court.
I don't know.
It has the C. It's
that,
like the
half court Hawkeye. She plays for Iowa?
Ooh, maybe.
We'll figure it out. We will get you a good nickname, Caitlin. She probably has one.
Probably. And we're just like making up this for no reason.
Well, we're making up another one.
Yep.
Because she deserves multiple nicknames.
Yep.
She is a hooper. And she is really, really, really fun to watch. So, Iowa and LSU are on opposite sides of the bracket. I believe Iowa will play the winner of South Carolina and Maryland. South Carolina's like 35-0, or maybe more. They haven't lost, and they don't.
Didn't South Carolina win it all last year?
I
don't remember.
I couldn't tell you. It was probably them or UConn.
I'm pretty sure South Carolina won it all. If not, they made it very far.
Yeah, well, they are ridiculous this year. Like they haven't lost, and there haven't been many games where it looks like they might.
Yeah.
Maryland's a great team too. I haven't watched a ton of them, but they're a good team. They're just outmatched, honestly. And then on the other side, Virginia Tech and Ohio State. Virginia Tech the 1, Ohio State the 3. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know anything about these teams.
Yeah.
All I know is the winner will advance to lose to LSU.
Yep.
I don't know if they'll actually lose, but I put LSU in the championship on my bracket, so I'm going to be biased. But yeah. As of now, I would say it'd be fun to root
South
for an
Carolina's
upset.
It's
so hard to pick against South Carolina, but I'm gonna do it for Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna say Iowa over LSU.
I'll go Iowa over I'll go LSU over Iowa. And I'm going to go South Carolina. South Carolina wins it all.
Well, LSU would only play Iowa in the championship.
What? Or no, oh, whoops, my bad. I'm picking South Carolina to win it all.
South Carolina over LSU?
Yep.
Okay. I'm trying to think of other... Maddie Siegrist, who led the nation in scoring for Villanova, she declared for the WNBA draft today instead of coming back for her last year. Villanova played 37 games this year. She scored 20 or more in every single game. Really? Every single game. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
That consistency is unbelievable. So, yeah, she was obviously the scoring leader in the country, and she will be going to the WNBA. And I just got to show some love to Haley Van Lith because I'm a big fan. She is like such a hooper. She's so nice.
Did you see the post-game interview?
Too?
Dude, she was like, I felt so bad because she was trying to stay so positive after losing and was just like,
I'm rooting for you, Haley. You'll be back. You will, wherever you are next year, you're going to win it all.
Yep.
And
let's get a card and move on to MLB a little bit. Ice hockey, woo! Returning the favor.
Baseball.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, give me one.
One. Not asking that question. Which team did the U.S. men's hockey team defeat in the Winter Olympics on the Miro? Are you kidding me? Okay, one of these I've already asked this question. The other one is, what does NHL stand for?
National Hockey League.
I mean, this is obvious.
3-0.
Yep.
Baseball.
Wow. 3. Give me 3. I'm going for it all.
How is that 3 points? That is a layup. This one's not. Which pitcher was the first to throw a no-hitter for the Mets? Dwight Gooden, Nolan Ryan, Johan Santana, or Tom Seaver?
I have no idea. Can you read them again?
Dwight Gooden, Nolan Ryan, Johan Santana, Tom Seaver. I think I'm saying those right.
Santana? Yeah, let's go.
Man. Whatever. You've never heard of that guy.
No, I have.
Cap, you have not heard of that guy.
I just didn't know, like the no-hitters, but...
You have not heard of that guy.
I have.
I'm not buying it.
Dude, Mets are my second team.
Whatever. All right, 3-3. And I guess that baseball question leads us into this.
Yep. MLB is finally starting up. Thank goodness. So happy. They're starting on the 30th. That's a home opener. Wow, sounds so enthused. No, you had your basketball section. I have my MLB
Basketball's
section.
not over.
Yeah, but it's starting to be MLB season.
No,
MLB. You're wearing a White Sox hat.
It's a cool hat, man. It's brown with a gray logo. It's fire.
Dude, I wish I looked better in hats.
I wish I looked better in hats as well, but
you look better than I do in hats.
Well, I'll take it.
I look brutal.
The hair needs to be cut, so hat it is.
Yep. So MLB's opening. I thought we could look into power rankings, but beforehand, I came across this. Did you know that a player... What?
My computer's going to die, but...
Did you know that a player can actually score without touching all the bases?
No.
Yeah, so basically there's this, typically for baseball, what happens is you have to touch every single base in order to score. And what happened was in 1976, there was this guy named Chambliss, and he ended up hitting a walk-off homer for the Yankees in the 5th game of the championship series. And he was running all the bases, but everyone was going wild. So
I think I've heard about this, and he missed.
All the fans started to storm the field.
Yeah.
And it got so bad that he could only go to third.
I thought that
they stole the home plate. So he couldn't even touch home plate. And they had to make a rule where technically it wasn't a score because it wasn't like a run scored because he couldn't touch home plate, but he hit a home run. So like they ended up making an exception for that. But it was kind of interesting because typically, you kind of have to touch all the bases, but for that instance, and they immediately amended the rule where it explicitly says you have to touch all the bases unless the fans make it impossible for you to touch all the bases, which is funny that they had to make that amendment, but oh well.
That is actually hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, the more you know. I mean, yeah, everyone knocks us for us being entertainment. I even knock ourselves for us being more entertainment, not learning something. But you learn that. Don't act like you didn't know that.
Yes.
You're learning stuff.
Education and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we do. Our prime value,
anyway,
education.
Let's talk about stupid baseball.
Yep.
I pulled up the power rankings here, and it all looks...
I don't disagree with this.
Relatively normal. So,
Astros
I am not a Mariners fan. Not at all.
Mariners did really well last year.
But, they did good last year. Finally broke their pathetic playoff streak. I have a lot of Mariners fan friends, so I'm going to...
Didn't they get swept in the next round? I'm pretty sure they got swept.
Well, they won against the Blue Jays. They won the series. And then the Astros, specifically Yordan Alvarez, just slapped them back to Seattle, which, But they're at 10 here, and I could see them being a lot higher than that, honestly. They're a really good team. Julio Rodriguez was ridiculous last year. I can only imagine he's going to be better this year. And better this year for him could look like an MVP caliber season, honestly.
Yeah.
So they're definitely a team to keep an eye out for. The Angels are here at 14, mid, as they always are.
Yep. They moved up because I think people are getting a little bit more hyped up because of their performances in the the World Baseball Classic.
They shouldn't be.
But
Trout
I think he played like garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like he didn't not play well. But the thing is that we did get better pitching. So I think that hopefully we do better, but we're not.
It's just a matter of time before Mike Trout hurts his back. Okay, Anthony Rendon will be out for the season. Within a few months, most likely.
It's irritating.
Obviously, we don't wish this on anyone. This is just what happens every year.
If
fully healthy, they could be a playoff team.
If we actually had good pitching, we could be a playoff team. But
okay, that's a lot.
I think I want to talk about the Padres because Juan Soto on the team just absolutely. The Padres are going to be really great.
Juan Soto is definitely one of my 3 favorite baseball players.
I mean, people were talking about Tatis is maybe a little bit overrated. He had the steroid issue.
Tatis is dope. It's just off the field stuff.
I mean, he also had the steroid issue
and the
last
motorcycle crash.
Yeah. But I think getting Juan Soto on the team is a really big addition. I don't know if I'd put them second. On here it has Braves at third, which it's all right. The Braves have been pretty well. The one that I'm kind of surprised about is the Phillies at 9.
Why?
I think they're low.
Low?
Yeah.
Hoskins is out for the year.
Yeah, but I still think they're a really solid contending team. They also got Trey Turner in as well.
When is Harper gonna be back? Because he's hurt now.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's gonna be as big of an issue.
Bryce Harper being hurt is kind of an issue.
I think he's gonna return later in the year, eventually. Yeah, that's the biggest question around them. It's
not about the games he's missing to me. It's the fact that he's injured and coming back, like re-aggravating it, missing time.
I think
because he was huge in the playoffs.
I think they could do well without him, but then adding him as well is going to be way better.
They can't win at all without him.
Well, yeah, obviously. I think that they're coming off of a loss last year in the World Series. I think they did really well. And I think that they're probably going to do well without him until the point where they get him, and they're going to be even better.
On paper, they're probably a better team than they were last year.
And we've seen teams like the Braves play really well without their best players and still win it all. So I think that they'll be pretty well off.
Harper
and
was just so important in that playoff run.
Yeah, I agree. But they also added Trey Turner.
He was why they were there.
So
Captain America.
Yep. And I think that that's also a really great addition. So I think he'll be able to step in quite a bit. Trey Turner is really old at this point.
Is he really old?
Not really old. He's older.
How old is he?
He's
32.
He's a vet.
That's
around
not
there.
that old.
He's a vet. You kind of just lose pop. He obviously hasn't at this point.
He's literally 29 years old.
He's getting older. He's
29.
He's getting older.
Baseball players play until they're dead.
I don't know about that, but
dude, Bartolo.
Yeah,
sexy.
But
no, he's got 10 years.
I don't know if he's.
He could have 10 years,
but he's also way more of a speed player, and speed is very regressive. And if your whole game is,
it's not his whole game.
Ken Griffey. He was also a really big speed player, and
Ken Griffey also had the smoothest swing ever.
Yeah,
he's gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. And by the end of his career, he kind of, his swing really helped him out. But I think that Trey Turner, he obviously doesn't have as great of a swing. I feel like that's really horrible for me to say after hitting 5 homers in the.
But not that bad to say someone's swing is worse than Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, that's true. But I
don't think
his swing is that as
else.
Great. But I think he's pretty solid, and I think he'll be pretty good for now.
Well, yeah, he's obviously a great player.
Yeah. Other than that,
White Sox at 19, great.
Who's the last one? The A's.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stink.
But it's a pretty solid list. We'll have to see how that goes out. But one more card in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
How much time do you have? Ice hockey again. Man.
7 minutes. Basketball.
Give me 1.
This is it.
Actually, no, give me 2 then.
Because it's 3-3.
Give me 2. Because you're probably going to go for 1 on ice hockey.
Dude. These are so easy.
Yeah, but also I'm not the most knowledgeable in basketball, so.
Bro, these are so easy. Okay.
Watch me still get it wrong.
Which NBA... Well, I guess maybe. Which player holds the NBA record in free throw percentage at 90.6? Steph Curry, Rick Barry, Reggie Miller, or Steve Nash?
Steve Nash.
Steph Curry.
Really?
Wow. Honestly, if you asked me, I probably would have said Steve Nash too. But, all right, give me 1.
For the win. Okay. You're going to get these.
Come on.
Which penalty is called when a player swings a hockey stick at another player? Slashing, checking, icing, or high sticking?
Slashing.
Damn it.
That's a win.
Ah!
Let's go. Back on top.
Okay, let me spin. Where'd the wheel go?
It's right there.
Where? Oh, right here. They should have an outlier odd on how many placing bets on who's going to win our trivia games. It's probably over under, or probably like
I'd be like
a
90% minus 500.
It's like a guarantee win. Well, there's no notch on this one, so I don't know how well that's going to be.
Spin that
doing.
thing.
Okay, let me.
Yes, Bean Boozle.
I hate life. Is it over there?
Let's go. I love when you get this one. Do the dish soap one. Do it.
I am not doing the dish soap one. I am not. I'm going to
spin the little wheel. Pick a bean.
Okay, let me.
Are there any light blue ones left?
Spin. There are.
Can I have it?
No.
What? Give it to me. I want a jelly bean.
Juicy pear or booger? I think that was a light. That was a light one. And it's juicy pear.
Ah.
Let off well.
Dang it.
Do you actually want one?
Yes, I want the blue one. I was toothpaste.
I'll get one too.
It's still not that bad, honestly.
I got blueberry.
Yeah.
All
right. Well,
actually, tastes a little too. I mean, you
can't tell. How can you not tell?
Both of them were good.
No, it's very different though.
I mean, it started to get minty by the end, but at first it tastes pretty fruity.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But
all right, a little bit of NFL. Lamar Jackson took to Twitter this morning and announced
was pretty crazy.
That a few weeks ago on March 2nd, he requested a trade. I'm not sure the point of that because he can already discuss with other teams right now, but he requested a trade. I
think the biggest issue with that was that he was talking about how the Ravens didn't really provide approval of it, which is the biggest thing. Like I don't think they really he was just mad that he requested that and they didn't like really support his request or anything like that. I think that was the biggest issue with it that he was mad about.
Yeah, well, so he's probably on his way out. All signs are pointing to it. I have no idea where he could go. Falcons maybe. Colts maybe.
Man, him on the Falcons.
Imagine the Panthers flip the number 1 pick.
Dude, that'd be crazy for Lamar. Would you do that?
Straight up?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. I would trade number 1 for Lamar all day. He's like 25 years old, MVP.
Yeah.
He's elite. Yeah, you do that. You do that all day.
He's nowhere near Jalen Hurts, but anything like that. I
wouldn't say that, but yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Something could happen by the draft. Who knows?
Yeah.
John Lynch, Niners GM, did another interview, and he said that Purdy earned the right to start, but all 3 quarterbacks, Purdy, Lance, and Darnold, are going to have like a battle.
Darnold.
If Darnold wins that battle, I'm not watching. Like, I don't even. Yeah, that's be ridiculous. Other quarterback news, Robert Saleh was interviewed, and he said that he's very confident Rodgers will be a Jet and the deal will get done. And he also said they're keeping tabs on Odell Beckham Jr. Imagine Aaron to OBJ in New York. That'd be pretty cool.
Because it didn't happen in Green Bay because we tried. I don't even think we tried. All the fans were trying.
Yeah, probably not. And then a couple transactions happened recently. Bobby Wagner's back to Seattle after
That's so weird.
One mediocre and overrated year in L.A. And then Elijah Moore of the Jets, who was very underutilized and was very vocal about being underutilized, was traded with the 74th pick to the Browns for pick 42. So the Jets now own, I believe, 41 and 42. And the Browns add Elijah Moore, who I think has a lot of potential. He's still very young. I liked him a lot coming out of college.
People thought that he was going to be the one traded for Aaron Rodgers, like he was going to be in a package. People are also talking about now they're going to use the pick for it.
I could see it.
But the Jets also said that was completely unrelated.
Of course,
it seems like from the reports, it sounds like they aren't really willing to give up a first for him.
I think that's what's probably going to have to give up a first.
I think that's the most fair. Especially if Lamar gets traded first, that would be so much better for the Packers because
Rodgers' value isn't near Lamar's though.
Yeah, but if Lamar goes for something ridiculous,
he will.
Like that will kind of raise the bar.
Honestly, I think Rodgers gets dealt first.
If Aaron Rodgers goes for if they're trying to go for not a first and go for like a second, and then Lamar Jackson goes for like 3 firsts, you can't argue that Aaron Rodgers is only going for a second at that point. Like
maybe
that's just kind of how it goes. But anyways, that's about all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you for listening in. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, SportsNStuff Show. Except for Twitter, it's at SNS_show. We'll be back on Friday, and thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.